Imagine waking up one day, not knowing where you are, your memories completely gone, your mind shattered beyond repair. You were never a criminal, never a spy, just a regular American citizen, and your own government did this to you. This is not fiction. Every single word you are about to hear is fully documented. Welcome to Dark History Vault. The year is 1950. America looks peaceful from the outside. Families are living normal lives. Children are playing in the streets. Nobody suspects what is coming. But deep in the Nevada desert, nuclear bombs are being tested. The Cold War is raging, and America is terrified, not just of bombs, of something far worse. Inside the CIA's most secret offices, a terrifying intelligence report has arrived. Soviet scientists, it claimed, had found a way to completely control the human mind, rewrite thoughts, erase memories, destroy loyalty. American officials were horrified. If this was true, the Cold War was already over. America had already lost. There was only one option: fight back, whatever the cost. In April 1953, CIA Director Allen Dulles signed off on a new top-secret program. It was described as research into biological and chemical materials. What it really meant: the United States government was going to experiment on its own people. The man chosen to lead this program was a quiet chemist named Sidney Gottlieb. He had a stutter. He grew vegetables on his farm. He looked completely harmless. He was anything but. Gottlieb was given unlimited funding, zero oversight, and one mission: find a way to control the human mind. Whatever it takes. No rules, no limits, no mercy, no conscience. Across the entire United States, secret experiment locations were being set up. In hospitals, in universities, in prisons, in people's homes. MKUltra was not one experiment. It was 149 separate subprojects, spread everywhere. Gottlieb's primary weapon was LSD, a powerful hallucinogenic drug capable of causing terrifying visions, complete psychological collapse, and permanent mental damage. But LSD was difficult to obtain. So Gottlieb did something truly extraordinary. He arranged for the CIA to spend $240,000 to purchase the entire world's supply of LSD. Then, hiding behind fake scientific foundations, he distributed it to hospitals and universities across America. The doctors had no idea. The experiments began. Patients in hospitals were secretly dosed without their knowledge. Some were strapped to beds, interrogated under bright lights, given electric shocks. The CIA watched everything from behind one-way mirrors, taking detailed notes, showing no emotion. In one documented case that still stands as one of the most disturbing in American history, 7 men were secretly given high doses of LSD every single day for 77 consecutive days. 77 days, without stopping, without consent. Across America, in hospitals, prisons, and universities, MKUltra's experiments were running silently, hidden behind respectable institutions, protected by government secrecy. Thousands of Americans were unknowingly being used as human test subjects, and nobody outside the CIA knew anything. The victims of MKUltra came from every corner of American society. CIA employees secretly dosed by their own colleagues. American soldiers ordered to participate under military command. They trusted their government. Their government betrayed them completely. Psychiatric patients were among the most targeted. They had no voice, no power, no ability to refuse. The CIA specifically chose people who wouldn't be believed if they spoke out. People the system had already forgotten. People nobody would miss. Behind every file on that shelf was a real human life, a person with a family, with hopes and dreams, all destroyed by a secret government program that was never supposed to exist. Each name, a victim who deserved justice. When the experiments were over, the victims were simply abandoned, left broken and confused. No medical care, no explanation, no apology. Just an empty room and a ruined life. The CIA moved on to the next experiment. But perhaps the most disturbing chapter of MKUltra was Operation Midnight Climax. The CIA rented ordinary-looking apartments in San Francisco and New York City. From the outside, they looked completely normal. Inside, something deeply sinister was happening. CIA agents hired prostitutes to bring in unsuspecting men from the streets. Once inside, the men's drinks were secretly dosed with LSD, without any warning, without any consent. They had no idea what was happening to them, none whatsoever. CIA agents watched everything from behind one-way mirrors, recording every reaction, every breakdown, every moment of terror. The man running these operations later described them as some of the most fun he had ever experienced in his entire life. When it was finally over, not a single person was imprisoned for what happened in those apartments. Not one arrest, not one prosecution. The men who were drugged never received justice. That empty prison cell tells the whole story. Of all the lives destroyed by MKUltra, one story stands above every other. Frank Olson, a 43-year-old Army scientist, a devoted husband, a father of 3 young children, a man who loved his country and believed in his government completely. In November 1953, Frank was invited to a small CIA retreat in rural Maryland. What he did not know was that Sidney Gottlieb had already decided to secretly dose the attendees with LSD, without warning, without permission, without any consent. Over the following 9 days, Frank's mind began to collapse. He became deeply paranoid. He told his wife something had gone terribly wrong. He told CIA colleagues he wanted to resign immediately. He was falling apart, and nobody helped him. Then, on the night of November 28, 1953, Frank Olson fell from the window of the 13th floor of the Statler Hotel in New York City. The CIA immediately told his family it was suicide. They told the press it was suicide. Frank's wife never believed it. His children never believed it. For 40 long years, his family carried the pain of not knowing the truth. That photograph, that candle, that silence, a government that never told the truth. In 1994, 41 years after Frank's death, his family finally had his body exhumed. Forensic experts examined his remains carefully and thoroughly. What they found completely destroyed the CIA's official version of events. Frank Olson had suffered a severe blunt force trauma injury to his skull before he went through that window. He had been knocked completely unconscious first. He did not jump. He did not fall. He was murdered. The New York City Medical Examiner issued the official ruling. Frank Olson's death was a homicide, committed by agents of the United States government. To this day, nobody has been charged. Nobody prosecuted. That courtroom remains empty. By 1973, journalists were closing in. Congress was demanding answers. So CIA Director Richard Helms made a decision. He ordered the complete destruction of all MKUltra files. Every document, every photograph, every name, every victim, all of it burned. In 1977, surviving documents were finally discovered. Congress held hearings. The CIA director testified that he was personally horrified by what his own agency had done to American citizens. Horrified by his own agency, his own people, his own country. And Richard Helms, the man who personally ordered the destruction of evidence, walked out of that courthouse a free man. No handcuffs, no charges, no consequences. The most powerful people are always protected. MKUltra didn't just destroy human minds. It destroyed the most important thing in a democracy, the trust between a government and its people. That trust was never repaired. Subscribe to Dark History Vault, because what you just